Right.
Afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Marco. Good to see you. Just a few injury updates and new players, really, how they're getting on. Lucas Dean, first of all, obviously went off injured last week. How's he been this week?
Will be available to the match.
He will be?
Will be.
That's good news.
Leighton will be also. Just Fabian until now. Just we have the problem with Fabian. Possible next week we'll start. Already start with the team, not full session, but already start with the team. Possible next week we'll do full session with the team, and will be a possibility for him to play or full match, or during the next week the 2 match we'll have to play.
Jibril Sidibe, has he been training with the first team?
Yeah.
How's he performed initially in your view?
He's trying to settle. Of course, the situation, the CDB is a little bit different than some of the new players we signed, because Jibril did all pre-season with his former club. When he arrived in our club, his physical condition was really good and ready to play if I decide in this way. Of course, now it's just a matter of him to understand everything, what is our idea and our philosophy as well. But if I decide, he's ready to play.
Alex Iwobi pushing for a start as well. I bet he's keen to get on the pitch, isn't he, in that blue jersey?
Yes, of course. For sure, he's looking forward for that. We all are looking forward also, but he started really late. Just now is his second week working with the team. Didn't do the pre-season. If you can, you have to take care about the situation, giving him the enough time to get fitter. But of course, if you need him during the games, he's able to help us. Of course, not during the 90 minutes if you need, but he's getting better. And if I decide, he'll be ready to help and to give us the high quality and the very good things we'll give for us. I don't have doubts about that.
Morgan Schneiderlin missed out last week, being suspended. Are you inclined to bring him straight back and ease Jean-Philippe Gbamin into Premier League football rather gently?
It's one of the solutions we have to keep the same or not, same 11 or not. We have solutions. You have Morgan and GP for that position. Fabian is injured. Is not available. Even if you can play, or you do, I can decide to play in the different system in the middle zone. But at this moment, they are the solutions we have, and of course I will decide, and the players, they will know tomorrow.
Defensively, you must be really pleased. Clean sheets, the only Premier League team so far to have 2 clean sheets, not to concede a goal in the Premier League so far. It's such a contrast, isn't it, to the first half of last season when you were conceding an awful lot of goals. Is this testament to the work of a head coach and the methods and message that you get across, really working with them?
Yes, no doubts. Of course, not. In football, you cannot ask time for nothing. You have to straight to show results and to give the players and the fans what they expect. Okay, the information was clear. Of course, we have worked really hard during the last season to try to settle as fast as you can. Of course, the good results, and for one team, when you can win with a clean sheet, the task and is fantastic. And for me as a coach, is one of the main things. Even if our philosophy is attacking philosophy and you like to play offensive football, just in this way you can be really solid as a team, and the numbers, to be honest, are fantastic for us. No doubts, not just because we started now and you are just talking about 2 Premier League matches. Is everything too early to start to talk about the situation, but what came behind this season, the last few months, the last season, and if you look for all the picture, the numbers are really, really good for us. It's up to us to keep working hard. In one day, one of our opponents, they'll score. It's like the football is. It's up to us to try to get and to take the clean sheets as more as you can, because in this way you are closer to win the football matches, of course. And my job and what we want to do is try to get more clinical in the other box also when you're creating more chance and try to score more goals, because it's really important for us.
If you do win at Aston Villa, you go top of the early Premier League. We'll reiterate it is early, but that will put a smile on the faces of Evertonians. They've not been top for 12 years.
Will be good, but we have to prove tomorrow night you are able to do that. It's if, but we have to prove that inside, of course, the numbers, and it's up to us to do that. But we have to respect our opponent. They have quality. Like always, we go there to win a football match, to play in our best level to win a football match, but we have to respect them. The two results they achieved, when you analyze the match, the first match was tough to them, but they were close to get a good result. And last one, they lost home, but when you analyze that match, is the result. I think they deserve really more than the result they achieved. And they showed qualities. A team like to play good football, like to play offensive football also. The game will be open. In my opinion, the game will be open. They like to play, to attack the opponent's team. Is our way also. It's up to us to prove inside the pitch you are able to win the football match and to get the 3 points. And after we'll see the result after the match, if you can get or not the top. For us, in our mind, just stay to respect them, to go there with a big desire, big commitment to win the match. And after, let's see what will be the result.
Can I get your current views on VAR? What have you made of it so far, and any areas that you feel could be improved?
It's too early. Like last season we had some meetings between the referees and some the managers also for them to try to be clear with everyone about everything what the VAR can do in football matches also. Okay, in some of the details it will be not so clear, but we are here. I think we'll be positive for football, but it's up to them to try to be more clear as they can with everyone, with the fans also, because at the end it's important they understand everything about the new rules, about when the VAR can decide or not, and other things. I understand the last City game that goal. But was not the first time happen. One time will be for one team, the other time will be to the other. For me, it's important. The VAR is the reality in this moment. Is like the football is in this moment. Is important. Every single weekend they go in the same way always. If that decision to go with VAR, they have to go in the same way. And after, to be clear with everyone, with the managers, they try to be, of course, but with the fans also, because it's important the fans accept also the VAR, because if they don't accept, I think will be not good to VAR.
Certainly a lot to talk about. A lot of awful racism directed towards certain players on social media over the course of the past couple of weeks, which is dreadful, really. Any ideas what more the platforms who run these sites can do to stamp it out, really? Racism is not just in football. You are talking about society. I think everyone can do more and more and more to stop. I think the right word, and I know it's difficult. Always difficult to stop, but it's important to stop this type of situations. Not just in football. We are talking about football. Is our job, of course. It's important. They do also in football, but in the society, I think is really important. And all of us in our life, we can be a key part of this situation. And I think everyone can do a little bit more to stop these situations. Is it hard to get players off social media? They're all young men, aren't they? And it's a very modern way of communicating, isn't it? Yes,
and it's something they like to do often. Okay, it's the new era, and they like to do. It's important to do in a normal way, and to enjoy that type of situations, but to do in a normal way. And of course, everyone has to respect that.
Can I just go back? I know we touched on the clean sheets, but you could make history with this one. It would be the first time in over 100 years since Everton have started a season with 3 successive clean sheets. Is something like that, does that make you proud? Is it important to you?
Make me really proud. I know how we were working really hard to achieve something like that, because that I say the numbers are fantastic. Not just because in 2 games we didn't conceded, or we are able to, or we will work to not concede in the third game of the season. But like we finished the last season also, and I think the last 10 clean sheets in Premier League, because that I said the numbers are really fantastic. It's up to us to keep working really hard, and the feeling is really good when we finish a football match and I can look to them and we don't consider a goal. It's a good feeling. That means we work all together. We are understanding the plan. We are understanding our way to defending, and start up front. And of course, all of them, they have to be really proud because the work they are doing. Now we have to, and you are working to balance the things in the opposite box also to try to create more. But of course, I'm really proud of what we are achieving with our defensive organisation.
And we saw another glimpse of Moise Keane on the pitch in that Watford match. You see obviously a lot more of him here at Finch Farm. So how do you feel that he's progressing in terms of what he's shown you here?
Okay, I think it's a normal process, not just with him. It's a normal process. He's working hard, trying to show his quality for me and for his teammates also. Trying to settle as fast as he can, working with him not just on the pitch but outside the pitch also, for him to understand everything what I want from a player in that position, and it's up to us to keep working with him. And after, if we'll start or not the football match is for me to decide tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hi Marco.
Hi.
Mauricio Pochettino was saying last week he thinks the summer transfer window should close at the same date as the transfer windows around Europe do, rather than before the season starts. Do you have an opinion on this at all?
Fully agree with Mauricio. I have the same opinion. I understood when the Premier League took the decision, and was last season, to finish the market before the first Premier League match, but after doesn't make sense if in the other countries they keep open, because I know when Mauricio spoke about that, speaking about the teams playing Champions League and this type of or they are playing for this type of challenge. But I think, in my opinion, they have to find a way for almost all the countries to close in the same date, and if it will be before the start of the championship, it will be the best solution. But doesn't make sense if you finish before the first match, and until August, the other countries, they can come here to sign our players. Okay. Thank you.